What's the coldest game you played in your career?
I've been asked that a lot. It's hard to remember one. I mean, I've played in some cold ones here in Cleveland. I played in a snow game in Cleveland in 16. I played in, just the AFC North. Those games were cold at the end of the year. So there's not one that stands out.
What's the biggest factor, Andy? I mean, the wind more than the cold? Or?
Yeah, I think the wind will be the more of a factor than just the temperature out there. I think it says 30 to 50 mile per hour wind. I mean, that's pretty significant.
How much does that affect you with throwing the ball? Like, you have to angle it a bit differently?
Yeah, I think once you kind of get out there and kind of see where the wind's blowing in the stadium and all that kind of stuff, what direction it's going, it may affect some things, but we won't know until we get out there.
Do you have any advice for some of the younger guys who've never dealt with it before?
Well, the cold?
Yeah, the wind and all that.
Don't think about it. Stay as warm as you can on the sideline.
Andy, you got really good efficiency numbers in that this year. If you just had to kind of grade what you've done so far, how do you kind of look at what you've been able to do on the field?
Yeah, I feel like I've been able to do some good things this year, and I think efficiency is one of those. I feel like I've been accurate with the ball, know the timing of how we're trying to play, and being able to get the ball in our guys' hands. So, I think that the numbers kind of show kind of what we've been able to do.
Do you feel like you just keep getting more and more comfortable with? It seems about like 4 or 5 weeks ago, you kind of like really get some Rams on. It's been like 100 quarterback rating every week and all that.
Yeah, I feel really comfortable with where I'm at and what we're doing, and I think that's just a testament to the group that we have and just the quarterback room with Pete and RC and even Jameis, Taysom, and everybody in there. So I think just the constant communication that we have through everything that we're doing has been really positive.
Andy, what has made Juwan Johnson such a go-to guy for you in the red zone in particular?
He's got such a good feel for the game, and just his ability to run routes at his size and speed and everything that he can do. Talking about being comfortable and being efficient, when guys understand what they're doing, where to be at the right time, that helps with the pass game and makes sure that you know exactly where we want him. And he's definitely one of those guys that has done that, and he's playing with a lot of confidence.
And it's funny that you don't have a lot of history with him before you came here, because he obviously was undrafted as a receiver and then moves positions. But by the time you got here, he felt kind of just like, did it feel like he had much developing to do, or he felt like kind of a veteran?
Yeah, no, he definitely has. I feel like he's gotten way more comfortable, and he's gotten better each week. And so, I obviously have a great rapport with him and everything, and just seeing how he runs routes, and I've got a good feel for his body language when he's getting open and all that kind of stuff.
Is there anything in particular that he's added or that you guys have added to his plate once you saw what he did early in the season? I know he said he was like running a Mike Thomas route on one of those touchdowns.
Yeah, he's a guy that you can put in a lot of different spots. Can be singled up on the backside. He can play tight end. You can split him out a little and put him in different areas. And I think that just shows what kind of athlete he is and the type of player that he can be.
Is there anything like specific, I guess, behind the scenes that kind of allowed him to gain your trust so that it shows up on game day? Does that occur more, or watching film, or is it more just a practice thing?
No, I think it's from practice to getting out there on game days, and when you get opportunities to make plays, he's made them. And I think that's one thing that it's hard to take that away from anybody. When you get these chances to make a play that's going to impact the game, and you make it, you get more opportunities out there.
Does taking Caesar out affect anything with the silent snap count? Does he do the tap?
Yeah, but we'll be good. Obviously, it's unfortunate Caesar's out, but we'll be good with that.
How did teams handle Chris Olave in the red zone? Obviously, that hasn't been an area where he's got a ton of production, but is he getting a ton of attention down there?
Yeah, I feel like every team's playing different, and so it's one of those things where sometimes he's going to get chances, and sometimes he's not, and the ball's going to go other places. So I wouldn't say there's like one way that the teams are playing him.
sorry to like belabor the point with cold weather games. Wear like gloves when you play in those games. Is that you do things differently than you normally do with those?
Yeah, I've done both. I've worn a glove and I haven't. It's kind of be a feel thing when I get out there and see just the way the weather is and all that kind of stuff.
The ball does feel differently when it's.
Yeah, it definitely feels different. Yeah, for sure.
Like a rock.
Yeah.
Do you have a hand warmer in front? Like,
I'm gonna do everything I can to stay warm. Yeah.
Have you learned any tricks?
Bare-chested pregame?
No, I will. May have a parka on. It'll be the opposite of that.
Have you learned any tricks to like warming your hands up while already on the field?
I mean, there's only so much that you can do. I think just the standard hand warmer that we'll have will get the job done.
Do you have that big jacket?
Yeah, I think everybody on the sideline will have the jackets and stuff. It's funny when you play in the AFC North for so long and these northern, then the NFC North. It's like you don't ask any questions about the cold. Come down here, everybody's asking questions about the cold.
I was just about to ask you that. I was going to say, did you get these questions for like the first
No,
10 years of your career?
definitely not.
Do they ask about the heat up there though?
Yeah, they definitely would say something if you're coming down south. If you're going to play in the heat, I'm sure that's a question that'll get asked.
What do you say to your teammates that complain about this being cold right now?
Well, I think everybody understands what we're about to go to, so I don't think anybody's complaining.
Quick one on playoff scenarios. Does the fact that, even if it's not likely, but it's the fact that you guys are still alive, can you tell if that affects, I don't know, enthusiasm, focus, or anything, or are you guys just like, I mean, it's your livelihood, so every game's the same?
Yeah, I think we know where we're at, and it's not out of the picture yet. But if it was or it wasn't, it doesn't matter because there's still 3 games left. There's still a lot that can come from these 3 games for a lot of people, and so you want to make the most of it.
And although it might be surprising if you guys do end up in the postseason, it seems like the NFL can be a league of surprises sometimes. Huh? Is that your experience? Or?
You never know what's going to happen, and so if we can handle our business and control what we can control, we'll see how it all shakes out.
You're a well-known hero for things like that happening late in the season unexpectedly, right?
Yeah, I've been a part of a couple games like that. It's good. All right, thank y'all.